everyone, it's Erin. So welcome to February's Alchemy Scope. Already, the month of January flew by for me. I don't know how it was for you. I am wondering though, I wish we could engage because I am very curious how you are doing now. This particular month for me was quite intense on a variety of different levels. And if you are sensitive, and even if you're not sensitive, I would say everyone is feeling some sort of response to this time frame. I've spoken to several clients that are feeling increased pressure, that they're feeling obligated to follow their particular soul's story. And there's other things too. Lots of people are feeling stuck and kind of knowing that action is required, but they're not clear about what the action is. So there is this real time right now of kind of marination and having to turn inward, having to go inward. And for many people, for some of us, it's okay to do that. Like, we're used to doing that. We actually like doing that. It's a self-investigation process. But for several people, it's highly uncomfortable. They hate going within. And so there's this rejection about that. And so a lot of people are distracting themselves more and more. In fact, I will say just today, it was actually interesting because I was going to film this intro today. And I experienced two people within an hour of one another that replicated the exact same qualities to me. And it was quite stunning. They were walking zombies, completely not tuned in, not connected. And it was either a severe numbness that was going on, that they had so much going on, either emotionally or in their life, in their mind, that they couldn't connect, or it's like they were just blank, void. And I have to say, more and more people, I'm coming upon more and more and more people like that. So if you're watching this video and you tend to want to distract yourself because you don't want to feel, you don't want to go inside, this time frame is about, we're obligated to grow ourselves. We're obligated to go within. We're obligated to actually feel what's going on and evolve it. So that's why this channel was started, by the way. And the Alchemy Scopes are going to be just one component of this channel, I will say. There's other projects that are in the works. That's why this video is a little bit late. So, yeah, so let's look at why. Why are a lot of us feeling pressure, or maybe there's a lot of stuff coming from the past, like you might have been flooded with maybe even strange, like memories you haven't thought of in forever that are coming forward this month. There's reasons for this. On the macrocosmic scale, there's a lot going on. We have Pluto. This was about mid-January that it was exact, but Pluto is squaring the moon's nodes, the south node and the north node of the moon. So what does this mean? Well, Pluto is, the planet of transformation, deep transformation, like serious, deep, cut to the chase transformation. And the moon's nodes are about habituated habits, patterns of being. The north node is about where we need to go, where we're being urged to go, where we're obligated to go. And so right now, the south node, and so the other aspect is that Uranus was exactly conjunct the south node on the 20th of January. So not only do we have this Pluto square the nodes, but we have the Uranus-Pluto square activated alongside Uranus exactly conjuncting that south node. So what does that mean? That is exceeding pressure to change habituated habits of self. Thinking, feeling, being in the world, It's big. It's really big stuff. Now, on top of that, we have the fourth consecutive, in fact, on the 20th. So when Uranus was conjunct the south node, we had our fourth consecutive 0-degree new moon. When I was recording the previous Alchemy Scopes, I didn't have my 2015 ephemeris yet. And I was stunned when I saw that the first new moon of 2015 was this 0-degree Aquarius new moon. Here we are in the age of Aquarius, and this is an Aquarius new moon, 4th of 4 consecutive new moons. The next new moon will be at a 29 degree, so a critical point. Also, by the way, in Aquarius, so we'll have 2 new moons in Aquarius, one at the 0-degree point, one at the 29 critical degree point. Very, very, very potent time, you guys. Very big. So if you're feeling stressed, impatient, angry, maybe you're raging about things, depressed, sad, there might have been grieving that's been coming up for you, deep sadness about what's next, what's coming, what do I even want? You know, that's kind of the big thing for a lot of people is, I don't even know what I want. I know I want something different, but I don't know what I want. So there's a lot of pressure with that. And a lot of people too are feeling the pressure to live in alignment with their core self. This is just the time. And I will tell you, this spring is going to be potent. So this first quarter of 2015 is hot, it's potent, it's rich. You want to drink it in. You have no choice, really. I mean, we are here to drink it in. But the more you push it away, deny it, avoid it, don't want to feel, distract, it's going to come at you no matter what. So either you accept it and you go with that flow, you either work with nature's principles and you work with least effort, or you resist it and something breaks, something collapses in your life, something suddenly falls apart that maybe you weren't willing to look at. Maybe it was right in front of your face that it was about ready to fall apart, but maybe not. So anyway, so there's reasons for this potentiated time frame that we're walking through right now, this chapter of this human story that we're walking. It is very, very big. And it's very rare. We're not gonna, this is unique. This is unique. I mean, certainly none of us are ever gonna experience anything like this in our lifetimes. And probably it won't ever exist exactly like this. This is a cycle in a big macro cycle. So this is highly unique, this period of time that we're walking. So that's what's going on. So I hope that you're able to embrace this rich, challenging, obligating, unrelenting time frame and know that you are here to get clarity, to get still, to get quiet, to create space for yourself, to be willing and brave to go within, to really face, in fact, invite the wounds and all the stuff to come up and come forward, and allow that process. Because by allowing the process, by allowing what's already happening to happen, then the magic happens. Then you'll start to, your eyes will start to open wider. You'll start to see more broadly. You'll begin to see the synchronicities that are taking place to support your transmutation from your old self to your new self. Because that's what this time frame is. It's about transmuting from the old, from the lead to the new, to the gold. This is about your evolution. Okay? So let's talk about the macro cycle for this particular cycle, which is this 0-degree Aquarius new moon. The symbol, the Sabian symbol that's imbued with this new moon is an old Adobe mission in California. Now, this one was a hard one for me to really feel, to really get a real sense of the deeper meaning of this particular Sabian symbol. Dane Brudyer talks about it in a way when he goes into an explication of this particular symbol. It doesn't resonate for me. How he speaks about it doesn't resonate for me. He talked about impressiveness. He says, while becoming an integral part of it. So it's mastery of man over environment while becoming an integral part of it. It's not really that, in my view. This was about Catholic priests coming to California trying to convert the indigenous Native Americans to an organized religion and taking them out, devaluing their belief system and bringing forward, imposing another. To me, this particular old Adobe mission picture is something that's abandoned and no longer used. So to me, that means, the flavor of that and what it evokes in me, and it'll evoke different things in different people. And that's exactly what these symbols should do. But for me, when I interpret that, especially when we're looking at this kind of human evolutionary journey that we're all taking right now, this is quite definitively about that way of being is old and antiquated and no longer working. So it's about moving to a different way. It's about moving to the North Node in Libra way, which is cooperation, and it's relational. It's based on relationships. It's not based on just the self. It's based on the self in relationship. And whenever you're in relationship, and life equals relationships. Life is all about relationships, not people to people only. Our relationships to our thinking, our relationships to our feelings, our relationships to events and circumstances, our relationships to our environment and context. Life is nothing but relationships. So the North Node in Libra is quite interesting with this particular Adobe mission. Those ways of coming in to an area and telling the peoples of the place, that has no value. This is what you value. That doesn't work anymore. It's very old paradigm, and it's something that's crumbling away, like an old Adobe mission. So take that symbol in a way that speaks to you. And Dane says, when positive, the degree is effective breadth of vision and a respect compelling depth of character. And when negative, lack of ambition and blind adherence to superficialities. So I'll leave that with you. You can take from it what you will. I have my own idea about what it means for the bigger picture of us, for us as both as individuals, but on the collective level of what is not working for the old paradigm and what is crying, screaming to come into play for the new paradigm of thought. So, okay, everybody, that was a lot. So let's talk about what else is going on the macro and the micro cosmic levels for you. Hi, Sagittarius. So let's take a look at the I Ching hexagram that came forward to reflect the theme for your February 2015. You received 64, the last hexagram, entitled Nearing Completion. The two trigrams that make up this hexagram are fire above, water below. And a reminder that I'm utilizing the text and the language from the Visionary I Ching. So this is what nearing completion is about. The situation is incomplete, but the chaos of the past is slowly giving way to order, and the goal is in sight. Nevertheless, you are still treading on thin ice. The way ahead is unobstructed, the goal is clear, but a cautious and careful attitude is still essential, lest you slip and fall. Nearing completion is the last hexagram of the I Ching. It suggests that the ever-spinning wheel of life never reaches a final conclusion. Just as the hidden sadness resides in the heart of true euphoria, just as the seeds of great achievement often sprout in a cauldron of adversity, so too no end is ever really complete without a new beginning stirring inside it. Though we divide life into categories in order to understand and manage it, experience itself is seamless. With this reading, the 64-spoked timeless wheel of change is ready to spin onward, ever evolving, ever staying the same. The situation represented by this reading can be compared to that of taking a lengthy trek over a high mountain. At some point before reaching the peak, you can see in detail exactly how much farther you must travel. You will have a good idea about what it will take to reach the top.
because the climbing experience you have accumulated thus far is known. However, when you do reach the top, which has been in sight for quite a long period of time of sustained effort, you will have done only that. You will have reached the top, achieving your initial goal, but now you must descend the other side. The last critical segment is what remains before completion. You may have little information and no experience about what it's like descending the other side of that mountain. All your attention may have been focused on the route up. The coming situation may seem very strange to you, unlike anything that you have experienced before. The backside of the mountain is where all the true mysteries reside. Proceed carefully, cautiously, alertly, and you will reach your goal. Great. So, Sag, let's take a look at your spread.
Hi, Sagittarius. So let's take a look at a spread to see what event or circumstance might likely be unfolding for you in the coming cycle. This is pretty much the same that we've done in the previous months. I am using the Brawl-to-Lay deck this month. This is a deck of cards that was developed by a woman by the name of Shama Viola in the northern Italian community of Damanhur. And it's a fabulous deck. Same spread. I'm going to pull up what the event or circumstance might be that might likely be unfolding for you with the supporting cards to bring forward what steps would be optimal to take with regard to that event. So it's a little bit different. I honed it a little bit differently this month. So let's see what's coming forward for you. Okay, so Sagittarius, it looks like there's going to be a communication coming forward for you this month that has to do, that you'll hear about. There'll be a communication that will come to you that you'll hear about that will influence or affect your path. Now, your path could certainly be your career path. The working card did come up here. So this could definitely be your career path definitively. It could also be your life path in general. So this could be something that's affecting you long term, but it's something that will not be a minor thing. It's going to affect your trajectory. So communication is coming forward this month for you. The guidance essentially from your higher self about what actions to take in regards to it is to release an argument or some fight, some argument at work. So there's been some issue that's come up and you're asked to release it. Additionally, on a foundational level, you're being asked to not burn this bridge, for example. Like, this is something that you want to pay attention to. It is something that you want to very much consider and essentially hold on to. The containing, preserving card came up. So this is something that could be very valuable to you. So you do want to deeply consider it and essentially hang on to whatever this opportunity, whatever this thing is that's coming forward. Interestingly, in your emotional sector, you are being asked to remember a previous situation that is similar. So I have a feeling that it might be some sort of a pattern that's reemerging for you. Emotionally, this is going to remind you of something that has occurred before. It could easily be a pattern. Something that's emerged before for you that's similar. And so you're being asked to remember, meaning look at past similar circumstances that might reflect what's happening now and glean from those circumstances
What will best serve you? What happened then that will help you now in this situation? In regards to this communication that's going to affect your path, that Spirit is asking you to actually really consider and hold on to. Don't burn that bridge. And release, because there's some, on a mundane level, there is this kind of argument at work or some disagreement. It could be with a boss or something like that. Very interesting. On the thought level, on the level of the mind, you're being asked, the guidance is to give a lot of thought to this situation. And it's also about giving. This is going to be giving of yourself. How is this going to be giving of yourself? So this is both giving a lot of thought to this circumstance, and I have a strong feeling that this is going to be, it's going to be calling you to be more engaged with whatever this path is, whatever the communication is that's coming forward that's affecting your path, career path, work path, which is most likely the case. But it could affect your life path, because this is a trajectory moment. This seems like a trajectory moment. So something that you decide could, change your life, essentially. So give it a lot of thought, and this is also, it does appear that this is going to involve you giving more of yourself. So this is interesting. Let's see what else we have coming forward for you this month. Hi, Sag. So I'm whispering just a little bit because I'm outside. I wanted to do the spreads as much in nature as I could, and I wanted to have the symbol of the gates of hell in the background for this month because it seems appropriate for what can be perceived and experienced as a pretty intense time frame. So I'm here at Stanford University at the Cantor Arts Center at the Rodin Sculpture Garden. So, and the Gates of Hell is a depiction from a scene from Dante's Inferno, okay? So, not to be overly dramatic, but it can be a heavy time for some of us as we move into a new way of being human, okay? So let's talk about the cards that came forward for you this month. You received delicious ones. The Alchemist came up for the archetype that wants to be evolved within you this month. Awoken and evolved, baby. The lower frequency manifestation of Alchemist are misuse of the power and knowledge that come through spiritual practice. The evolved, higher frequency manifestation of Alchemist are transformation of base motives into goals. Transformation of the base motives and goals into golden wisdom. And as we all know, alchemy is all about transmutation of self into a higher, it's lower to higher, it's lower frequency to higher frequency. Self, whether it be the metal that is lead, wanting to become gold, which was really always thought of as a symbol of the spiritual transformation of self. So, and let's look at what you received for the Ascended Master. So, the Ascended Master that came forward for you as support during this cycle is King Solomon Priorities. And Doreen writes, devote time to your highest priorities, even if it means getting to bed earlier or later. This is a wonderful time to work on projects that are near and dear to your heart. Even if you're confused about how to approach the project or fear whether you'll be able to accomplish your dreams, do it anyway. You'll feel elated by the time and energy you invest in your true priorities, because your inner self will feel loved and well cared for. As you invest in your priorities, you're investing in yourself. Now, a similar card came up for Scorpio just now, so this is a time to really connecting to the truest, what we value most, and moving forward in that. Very important time to do that. So if you're called to dig deep, you want to dig deep. You want to stay focused, and you want to focus on your priorities. Great. Let's see what else we have for you this month. So Sagittarius, the Dakini that came forward for you this month, for this cycle, was number 5, Queen of Heaven. And this Dakini is representing the archetype, the quality set, what wants to be embodied within you to bring you what you need this month. Let me read to you a little bit again. This is from Penny Slinger's 64 Dakini Oracle. And I'm going to read a few pieces here, and then if you'd like to access the full PDF document, you can do so below this video. I'll provide a link. She is an airborne goddess representing the energy of the sun, that is fire in the air and promotes consciousness. Who is the Queen of Heaven? She is the sun goddess, sun queen, the Dakini representing the heavenly life-promoting energy of the sun. In most cultures, the sun is attributed to the masculine principle. In our pantheon, where all manifest nature is personified as forms of Shakti, goddess energy, and power, Queen of Heaven embodies this principle, this heavenly body, center of our solar system. I'm gonna skip a couple areas here. The divinatory meaning of Queen of Heaven, a blessing of solar energy. Realize your own inner power and light. Things come into focus, become clear. There are no shadows at midday, shedding light in dark corners. Time to bring to light anything that has been hiding in the shadows, in your own psyche and or in those of a person's or people you are connected with. Trust the light of truth. Positivity and a positive approach in general is indicated. A sign to move ahead, to activate. The sun will rise again. If you have been experiencing a time of darkness in your life, know that the light of the sun is here to brighten your path. So Sagittarius, that gives you a piece of the Queen of Heaven, a delightful Dakini to have this month. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and go on to finish off your month now.
So everyone, that is it for this month's Alchemy Scope. I want to remind you that if you haven't gotten your archetypal profile or symbolic profile, the information will be below. I also want to let you know that this month, January, between the Alchemy Scopes, the intention was to bring forward other videos because there's a big list of goodies that I want to be producing and making. And they are in the works, actually. So look for tools coming forward in February, starting in February, but it'll be ongoing. This is going to be throughout 2015 and beyond. But there will be foundational pieces of information coming forward that will help you. And I'm really excited because the pieces that I'm bringing forward are, they're going to be good. They're going to be good, and it's going to be easy to understand. These are not going to be long videos either. They're going to be kind of brief teachings to the point. 4 foundations of this, 4 foundations of this. So this is going to be delicious. So please, if you haven't subscribed yet, you want to subscribe. And please like and share. I have to tell you, I hate saying that on this whole YouTube thing. It's like and share. You guys know that already. So I'm going to actually try to avoid saying that because I don't know. There's something about it. It's so salesman-y. I can't get over it. I'm getting used to this whole world of, I don't know, marketing myself. It's a trip. It's really a trip. But it's an interesting process. And I will say, kind of a little tag note on that, I'm quite confident that there is a whole new way of marketing ourselves that has nothing to do with what these bloggers and these social media marketers are insisting that we do in order to get ourselves known. It's like, I only want to be known. In fact, I know that I'll only be known by those who want to know me. So I'm not attached to that. Do I want more views on the key videos that are to come? I do, because I think that they're going to be foundationally helpful. I think they're going to be foundational for this new paradigm of the new human. So that's that. That's my whole spiel. but I thought I'd make that point because I don't know, this whole social media thing is very interesting. Anyway, so until the next video or until next month's Alchemy Scope, I wish you a wonderful February, and I'll see you soon.